Futures trading is risky and can result in substantial financial loss.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Traders, I have missed doing these videos. I've missed you, although I've been at the site and seen all my OMNI. But I gotta tell you, I've been looking at some great charts and some fantastic things going on in the markets. And I think we're going down, baby. We got a red OMNI for tomorrow. That's Friday, Feb 22nd of 2008. I think this thing's going down. I think NASDAQ is going down. I think the bonds are going to go up. And I think the dollar index is going down. Now tomorrow, I think for sure NASDAQ and S&P go down. I think the dollar index and bonds are going to work their way in opposite directions over the next few days, especially leading into the March Fed meeting, the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee. That is the Fed, you know, the famous Fed that lowers and raises interest rates. They're meeting on March 18th, and I think as we work into March 18th, bonds are going to try to work their way a little higher, and they're going to turn over and fall apart. I did a whole lesson about that today in my class. Yesterday at my site, we held a class, and it was all about checking the Dow Jones Transports, the NASDAQ, the Emini Russell, the S&P. Every one of those markets was bearish. All of our indicators were bearish. All of our collective homework was bearish. And you know what, traders? We cracked today on Thursday, the 21st. This market got hit, and it's set up to get hit again. I got some nice charts I'd like to show you here, traders. They're behind me right now. I want to show you a couple of things I've been looking at that I think you're going to find really interesting for tomorrow's trading. So let's go to the charts, and I'll show you what I got. Okay, traders, the first chart I'm going to show you here is the Dow Jones Transportation Average. It's the DJTY on my OMNI platform. I have shown you this chart before, and I mentioned that we have a proprietary moving average that we like to use at the OMNI Trading Academy every day. That average is right here. I'd love to share that with you. Just come on down to the site. It's www.livewithoscar.com. Grab yourself a membership and come on into the chat rooms. Memberships are free when you get started. Come on into the chat rooms and let me show you what we got here. However, look at this right here. This average has been challenging the Dow Jones Transports. When it was above, it stayed above. When it got below, it had a major break below. After that, it rallied up, touched the average and broke. Rallied up again, failed to get above the average and broke. And we rallied up, and what we created here is a massive flag right here. We hit that average once again and failed. That flag can either be this big, or you can take this for the flagpole and use this, but you still have a flag. Either way, we expect this market to come off now. After hitting that average enough times and failing, I say this market goes down, and now we have a formation which is pointing towards the downside. That's the Dow Jones Transports, traders. Let me show you another one. Okay, traders, the next chart I'm about to show you is the March S&P. It is a variation of a candlestick chart. It is the Heiken-Ashi method of candlesticks. And I find very interesting some things happening here time and time again. And we seem to get some sort of a hanging hammer right here before a big down move illustrated in the red bars. Another hanging hammer, a drop. A hanging hammer, a drop. Another hanging hammer, and then a drop comes. Here, and then another drop. Well, right now, traders, we have a hanging hammer. As of this evening, Thursday evening into Friday morning. And another thing I've noticed are there two very thin bars almost every time right before the drop. And we have two thin bars right here. Traders, I find that very interesting that this method of candlestick forecasting would show me those thin bars right before the drop and then a hanging hammer. So I think I stumbled upon a formation. I've been working with this Heiken-Ashi method for a couple of weeks now, and finally I thought I've seen enough to bring it to you. So take a look at that for yourselves. But this is an indication as well that the stock market wants to go down. I've told you in other videos that the Dow Jones Transportation Average is the leader of the Dow. that is leaning towards the downside. The S&P is leaning towards the downside, as is the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones itself, and the Emini Russell. I am voting for downside tomorrow. Let's see what we get, traders. I got more to show you. Stay tuned. Okay, traders, the next chart on the menu is another candlestick chart, and I find an extremely interesting thing on this chart as well. This average I have mentioned to you before. It's a proprietary average I like to use at the OMNI Trading Academy. Look at the way the market hugs this average. It hugs it here, it hugs it here, it hugs it here, and it has hugged it down here and has gotten above. With that, you also have the opposite. You have what looks like a hanging hammer, but the opposite way every time before this market goes. Every single time. I think it's fantastic. So it looks to me like the way it's holding this average, all the indicators I can find are bullish, and for whatever reason these formations on the candlesticks keep coming up right before a bullish move. I say bonds are bullish. Now, a very interesting thing will happen next. Watch this next chart. Daily dollar index bar chart. Well, actually, this is the candlestick chart. Check this out. This is that very same average hugging the top of the dollar index moves, just the way it hugged the bottom of the bonds. And you know what, oddly enough, I have the exact same candlestick formation every time this gets hit, and then we have a drop. It's exactly the same as what I showed you on the U.S. bond chart, and how dollars and bonds work are bonds up, dollars down, because if bonds are going up, interest rates are going down, and if interest rates are going down, so's the dollar. No two ways about that. That is the relationship between interest rates and dollars. If the bonds are going up, it means interest rates are going down, and if they're going down, so are the U.S. dollars. Gold is running up. It's up $30 in a day and a half. Crude oil is over 100. That is nothing but pressure on the dollar to go down, and I think it's going to give us a flight to quality in the bonds. Keep your eyes on the dollar versus the bonds. Keep your eyes on the S&P and the Dow for tomorrow. Okay, traders, so you've seen the charts, right? Tell me that is not interesting. The way that line hugs the top of the dollars and the bottom of the bonds, it is the same exact average, and it's an average that doesn't usually work on many other charts. For them to be hugging like that and to get the same candlestick formations on two markets that work opposite of one another, that is enough to tell me that these markets are absolutely in sync and in opposite one another right now. That would be bonds and dollars. The S&P, you've seen for yourself, that is heading down, traders, and that Dow Transportation's flag that we were looking at, a flag is a flag is a flag. When you break out of a flag, you get some decent movement. So I'm expecting those charts to come to work for us tomorrow. So make sure you look at them. All right, traders, don't forget this. Don't ever forget this. It's Friday in a bear market, traders. Friday in a bear market. Don't forget, I'm not going to be a fund manager if I was working for a big firm. I don't want to go to my boss on Friday and go, I just loaded up on the S&P stocks. You know what I mean? It's not what I want to say on a Friday in a bear market. And I don't think I'm the only person who has that viewpoint. With that in mind, we got a red OMNI for tomorrow in the S&P Emini. The ESH8 traders. OMNI says to sell in the mid to high 1350s. Currently trading 1344, 43 right now. If we get in the mid to high 1350s, I expect this thing to roll over and you're going to want to short it up there. Place your stop in a sensible place. Traders, I will tell you this, the volatility is really large out there, and you need to trade this with wide stops. Do not attempt to trade something as big and as volatile as the S&P 500 market with small stops. I am telling you now, you are kidding yourselves. All you're going to do is give your broker commission money and lose. That's what happens when you try to play a big boy's game with a little boy's bat in your hand. It doesn't work. So you need a big stop. 1350s mid, we're going to sell them. On this profit objective, are you ready for this, traders? The mid to low 1320s. We're looking for a crack tomorrow. We also have a NASDAQ trade lined up for my Omniacs at my site. It's www.livewithoscar.com. Check in with me and I'll tell you what the NASDAQ trade is. That's for my gold class members and higher. Make sure you come and ask me about that trade. Also, that average that I showed today in the video, a lot of you Omniacs don't know what that average is, traders, on the bonds and the dollar index. So come check it out. It's a really interesting average. You traders are going to love it. So check that out with me as well. We are looking for NASDAQ down. Remember, bonds up, dollar index down. That's what I think is going to happen tomorrow. Now, couple of things. We're in our new place in Vegas, baby. We're in our new digs, and we are loving this place. It is going to be Omni Camp. We're going to build it as soon as we can. We have moved in, and we're comfortable here, and we're really loving it. There was also an earthquake last night. Whoa, in Vegas there was an earthquake, baby, but there was no damage. Oh no, it's a tremor. Is that a tremor bomb? There was no damage, at least that I seen. I didn't even feel it. Oh no, another tremor, here we go. But you know what? No one even noticed it happened here. I didn't catch it last night, nothing shook, I didn't feel it. At the same time, there was a lunar eclipse and it was cloudy in Vegas. It's never cloudy in Vegas. I couldn't even see the lunar eclipse. So last night was just a terrible night for the weather, I guess. But anyway, barring that, we're really digging this new place. We got a lot of great stuff to bring to you. Remember, traders, don't trade alone. Don't try to do this by yourselves. It is really hard to do alone. We have an army of Omniacs that are here in the rooms every day, and I am here on camera every day and on microphone to help you traders get through this rough and tumble market. And it is a rough and tumble market, traders. So take my advice and don't try it by yourself. Come on down and trade with us. There are lots of us together, and I will help you every day, traders. It is what we do here at the Omni Trading Academy. If you'd like to give me a call, please do. 702-629-4755. There's always someone here answering the phones. I have not had a chance, traders, to look at email in 4 days. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. For me, that's an eternity. I haven't been able to answer your emails, but I will certainly catch up to those this evening. You know, we've been moving, so I just haven't had the time to, I haven't even looked at an email. But I will catch up with all those emails, and I will answer any of your questions this evening if you have questions about charts. So don't be afraid to shoot me out those charts. Do your homework. Drop a little blurb on that homework and shoot me out the charts. You can send your email to oscar@futuresanalysts.com. All right, traders. This is number
79.
200, are you right about that?
I don't know.
270 something, between 72 and 79 videos that we have for you on YouTube. They're at our site as well, but we have a YouTube presence. And if you go to YouTube and subscribe to our videos, they will notify you whenever a video comes out. As soon as you go to YouTube, when we put out a video, you'll know about it. Our YouTube spot with all those videos is www.youtube.com/futuresanalysts. Don't forget to subscribe when you get there. All right, traders, it's my first video for the week. Although we've been in the room every day and we've been trading with one another, where things are really back in the heat of things, and I love Fridays. Fridays are usually really good days for us. So make sure you come to the site and come hang out with us. And don't forget, traders, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do is place your stops first. Never trade without a stop. And say this to yourselves every day, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out.
Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I am a 24-year seasoned trader on and off the floors. This is how I've made my living for many years. Good luck trading.